Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we need to talk about TikTok, specifically their users, because their users don't care about their privacy. And hear me out here, this is why sometimes it feels like I'm screaming into the void when I do these videos and podcasts and all of that. And look, I understand that we are some level of stupid when we are young. The Cyberlord knows I was stupid when I was young. But here's what's going on, and I think this is actually concerning because I think we have an education problem here on the differences between social media platforms and just how bad this can be. Now, this is coming from the BBC, and here's what they had to say. And for the record, I left out a lot of the fluff pieces, the personal story side, just to get to the facts. TikTok has been banned on government networks and devices in the United States and in Canada, European Union, but is it really having much effect on the general population? Now, obviously, there have been machinations against TikTok, the social media platform, which is owned by Chinese tech giant ByteDance and has more than 1 billion followers globally. And that's obviously reached a new pitch in recent months. Concerns have especially been loud here in the United States, where politicians across the entire ideological spectrum are taking steps to basically curtail its reach, arguing that data TikTok collects could be used by the Chinese government to spy on Americans or influence political debates. And the entire political spectrum would be correct on that. We'll get to that. Now, dozens of states, like Maryland, mentioned in the fluff part of that article, and other states as well, have banned TikTok on government networks and devices. That also can affect public libraries, universities, and other places that are public institutions. TikTok's CEO is due to appear this month in Congress, which is debating various proposals that could result in a wider national ban, while the company remains in a years-long negotiation with the White House about what changes it can make to satisfy the security concerns. But among the app's prime users here in the United States, people under 25, aka the stupidest of us. I was that stupid person, for the record, so I'm not basically throwing stones here. People under 25, this really hasn't dented their use. And that's the issue. And so an example that was given in the BBC was the University of Oklahoma. It announced it was banning the app on campus Wi-Fi in December. And so students were obviously surprised and annoyed, but they basically figured out how they could work around it, get off the campus Wi-Fi, use your cellular connection, and you're getting around the ban. Quote, I don't want to negate a national security issue, but I think people are like, this sucks, and then laugh about it. They're not taking it super seriously. That is according to student body president Christopher Furch. And there you go. Most people, he noted, can simply switch again from Wi-Fi to cell. Now, among the American population, in general, support for that TikTok ban is actually rising. In December, 53% of adults here in the United States favored a national ban on Chinese-owned social media apps, not just TikTok, and that is according to basically a poll done by Morning Consult. That compares with just 29%. It said they banned or they supported blocking TikTok in 2020 when then U.S. President Donald Trump took steps to ban it, not to mention WeChat as well. And those actions were later blocked in court. But Americans aged 18 to 25 are less likely than older adults to be concerned about competition with China and more likely to distrust the U.S. government. That's according to Jordan Marlatt, tech industry analyst at Morning Consult, who did that poll. They also have more positive views of social media than most older generations, probably because they haven't lived in a world without it, and we have. Now, less than a third favored banning Chinese social media from that age group, according to Morning Consult. Now, Liz, who is the student in Maryland, basically featured the start of that article that I skipped because I didn't want to do the fluff. I want to get straight to the facts. Basically, Liz said that she is already giving up personal data to many other apps and is skeptical that her information could even be useful, even if it were accessed by organizations or entities like the Chinese government. Quote, to me, I can understand banning it at a government place because those are more sensitive, but I'm not important enough as a college student with 8 cents to my name. And to continue, and another quote with Aniko Thornell, age 25, who works in New York City and has been on the app for about 2 years, it's hard to care about one social media company and not care about all of them. I don't think anything on my TikTok is that important. Even with those, like basically those 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 18 to 25-year-olds who have TikTok, they say their concerns were unrelated to the national security. Rather, and to quote Kate Nazaro, age 21, I thought it was bad for my brain. end quote. So she quit. And here's the problem that we have. You cannot equate TikTok to other social media organizations. Think about Facebook, think about Twitter. All of those are US-based companies. Now, what do we have as US citizens with US-based companies that are gathering our data? Recourse under US law, meaning we have the ability, as they are storing our data here in the country where we belong, to basically be forgotten. And if you're in a state like California with the CCPA, or New York, as Iniko Thornell was, you have protection under the law through New York Shield, not to mention other states, not to mention recourse under the law. But if your data leaves this country due to TikTok, which is stored on Oracle servers here in North America, and as they admit openly, are replicated to Singapore, where the Chinese government can get access to it, and we know that due to whistleblowers, that's a huge problem. Now, think about it right now. You might be 18 to 25. You're not running for office. Odds are you're not running a major corporation. You're not, not everybody's a Mark Zuckerberg at like 22 becoming a billionaire or whatever age it was, but it was around that era. So think about it this way. What happens in 10 years when you are running that corporation, when you are running for Congress, when you do become a public figure, and China has all your stupid videos, all your ridiculous messages, anything that could potentially be incriminating for you, not to mention the fact that as we spend social media or time on social media constantly, what happens is they have the ability to turn things viral. I literally did a video on that where they could take, let's say, a political position that is favorable to China and pump it out into social media across the United States via TikTok and other major platforms that they control that are favorable to China and antithetical to the, let's say, the security, safety, or longevity of the United States. We are information vacuums. And if we are vacuuming up information that's being spoon-fed to us that is demonstrably false or pushing us one way or the other, it helps to drive a wedge in society. And so by virtue of that, TikTok is dangerous, not to mention the fact whistleblowers have come forward due to Chinese access. The app is turning on your location constantly, basically pinging back. It's also attempting to look at other permissions, evade the security controls in iPhones and Androids, all those kinds of things that have been reverse engineered that I have talked about till I'm blue in the face, reporting on this for years. But this is the problem. We think we're invincible when we're 18 to 25, and I can't believe I sound like my father when I was that age, but it is the truth. I was there. I was that stupid person. But back then, I didn't have access to this, and the Chinese government didn't have access to me. We live in a whole other world. And so if you're looking at TikTok as the same type of data miner as Facebook, which is bad, and I think needs to go away, same with Twitter, etc., no. We have a whole other realm of implications that are long-term affecting you, not when you're 18, but when you're 38, 48, and beyond, and they've got the incriminating evidence on you, future congressman or congresswoman. That is a problem. Please think about what's going to happen in the next 10 years or more and understand that they've got that data on you, and that's not good for anybody. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, as well as YouTube. Please feel free to subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.